Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I just hope that you're doing fine today. So we believe that we are at the end times, and at the end times, things people come to say the truth. A lot of revelations keep on coming, and people get to know the truth about everything which is happening across us. Lately, there have been crazy revelation about who is the true, and it's all out there in the internet, depending on what Russians did. So in today's video is this African American lady that um, enlightens people's mind, especially back in Africa, because most of us, we don't know this. And it's crazy that even if you walk in an African homestead, you'll still find people who are still having the paintings of the white Jesus. And this means that we still have a lot of things to learn as Africans, because we know, or we might know, or we don't know the reality, but some of us maybe don't have the information, but it happens to us. So I want us to watch this video where this African American lady highlights important issues about who are the true Israelites, and we have the beliefs, and also it is denoted in the Old Testament about truly who are the true Hebrew Israelites. So join me in this video as we unravel, try and learn and see what's happening here. I hope that we catch up at the end of the video, and then let's have a constructive talk, because I have something special to tell you about the video. So let's watch the video and then meet on the other side. Enjoy.
So as y'all know, Mississippi just passed the Jim Crow law. You know, just history repeating itself. But there's something that y'all don't know. And I need all my people to listen. We gotta wake up. 'Cause it's that time. See, 'cause what y'all don't know is the Jim Crow law is actually associated with the Bible and the curses that was put upon his people. So I want to answer this woman's question.
I'm so fucking scared. It has just come to my attention because I didn't know about it just until today. In Mississippi, there was just a law passed like 5 days ago that the Jim Crow laws are being reinstated. That shouldn't be happening at all. And I know you may be wondering, this is like not my normal content on here, but I'm sorry, and I just have to make this known, because what the actual why I really don't understand why people do not like me, do not like us, because of my color of skin. I don't understand. I really don't fucking understand. What the did I do?
You didn't do nothing. But our ancestors did. The Jim Crow is resurrected in Mississippi. Did wokeness do this? As a matter of fact, it did. Now, some of us who have learned the truth are not surprised by this. It may alarm the sleepwalkers. The Most High have already told us that they will have hatred towards us. All you gotta do is read the word and the curses put upon his people. See, their problem is they finally starting to realize that they wicked rulership is almost up. But I ain't gonna lie, we finna go through some battles, and it's gonna get worse before we leave. We warned our people that are sleepwalking that these nations hate us. And it has nothing to do with skin color. It's because of who we are. The tribe of Judah. The real Jews. It was prophesied that we would be hated throughout the four corners of the earth. What y'all need to find out and learn is that the Bible is our history book, not a Christian book. Our ancestors were not Christians. They was Israelites. It's time for y'all to learn the truth. And this has nothing to do with religion or tradition. My motto will forever be relationship over religion, truth over tradition. It's that time. It's time for y'all to learn who y'all are. And it's time for y'all to gain a relationship with the Father through his word, not a religion. Now we gonna start off with, who is this? Who is this? Cause the show ain't Yahshua. Cause if the Bible's saying that his hair is white like wool, and I mean white like wool, just like this, where did the brown hair even come from? If it said his skin color was the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace, and I mean burnt in a furnace. This is an actual picture right here of someone burning fine brass. Then where did y'all get white from? Or even the olive skin color y'all keep claiming. Y'all just don't want him to be black so bad. Y'all just make up any lie. And he was born in Israel, which is Northeast Africa. Y'all stop saying Middle East. It was not called the Middle East back then. It was a part of Africa. So you mean to tell me when they had to hide Jesus, Yeshua, in an all-black place in Africa to blend in with the people, you saying that they hid a white man or an olive skin color man in a place full of black people? It's impossible. Which is common sense that he had to be black to blend in with black people. Now I'm finna tell you why his skin color got something to do with the Jim Crow law and them trying to bring back hanging and lynching. Now in the Bible, Pilate's wife had a dream about the Messiah. When she seen that the people was trying to kill him, she pulled her husband aside and said, "Have nothing to do with this righteous man." She said, "I suffered much suffering in a dream today. Have nothing to do with his kingdom." So Pilate turned to the people and said, "I don't see nothing wrong that this man is doing for me to kill him." Pilate was talking to the Hebrews, our people. He said, "If y'all decide to kill this man, the blood will not be on my hands. It will be on y'all's." So then the Jews, aka Hebrew Israelites, mistakenly said, "It's okay. Put it on our hands, our children's hands, for generations and generations. Crucify him." So then it was so. So from then on, we was cursed to die the same way he died. Now they like to tell y'all that he died on a cross, but that is far from the truth. The cross is one of the main graven images that he talks about in the Bible. The word cross was never even in the Bible to begin with. It was added in there from a pagan god they called Tammuz. The cross is a symbol of the first letter of his name, a T. Now, if you look at the history during those times, you would know that if you were worthy of death, you had to be hung. It was the law. Acts 5:30 even told you that he died from hanging from a tree. There was a divine curse placed on a hanged person. And if a man has committed a crime punishable by death, and he is put to death, you hang him on a tree. For a hanged man is cursed by God. And when they had carried out all that was written of him, they took him down from the tree and laid him in his tomb. The same way they do us till this day. For what our ancestors have committed, it allowed us to be punished the same way he was punished. I'ma show y'all the curses that was put upon us. Slavery and captivity. Having no power to stand against our enemies. Being sent back to Egypt again by ships. Exiled in the land of our enemies. Scattered among all nations. A very sick and disease-stricken people. At the bottom socially with other races high above us. Lost the true knowledge of who we were and will be called by many scornful nicknames other than Israel and Hebrew, which is still happening to this day. Packed into prisons and jails. A non-prosperous people. We even hate each other and oppress people by our enemies. The world will not tell you who or where the Israelites are today, but the scriptures will. There's nothing new underneath the sun. There is nothing new. Our sons and daughters will be given to another nation while your eyes grow weary looking for them day after day with no power in your hand. With no power in your hand. With none at all. The cross story couldn't be real if they wanted it to. How did they nail his feet and hands to a cross when it says that he protected all his bones? Not one of them is broken. There would be no way to hammer a huge nail into someone's foot to hang without breaking a bone. There's no way. This is the real reason why no bones shall be broken. The sad reality is, if we continue to disobey, we'll continue to pay. So please, it's time for us to wake up. Stop letting them brainwash you and make you forget who you are. Stop letting them make us feel like we are nobody, because they know who we are. Our people back then just didn't know how to read and write. So they didn't know that the Bible back then was made for them. They felt like it was a horrible, horrible book. But they didn't realize the truth was inside of it. But now it's our time to make up for it. That the truth of who we are is inside of it. Our time is coming, and they know it. The Bible is our true history.
Hello guys, welcome back again. So with me here, I have a presentation that I want to give you because over time there have been evidence which have shown that it is truly black people are the true Hebrews. Black people are the true Israelite, you know. So first thing that I would like to talk about, which recognizes that black people are the true Israelites, is the interpretation of biblical texts. Some interpret passages in the Bible, particularly in the Old Testament, as referring to black people as the true Israelites. They point to verses that describes Israelites as having dark skin or suffering oppression, which they believe aligns the experiences of the black people. Yes. In South America, in early 19th centuries to the 20th centuries, they suffered in something called Jim Crow. Jim Crow is this state or this situation where black people were segregated, black people were discriminated based on their color. This during restaurants, and sometimes back I did a couple of videos showing black women sharing their testimony when they were going to, you know, restaurants out. They were discriminated. They only ate the white white only restaurants, and they were discriminated because they're black. So these are period or era which was marked by high racial segregation, that is called the Jim Crow. And even in the Bible, it alludes to the suffering and the oppression that Israelites went through, and they share these experiences. And the same thing is what also this African American lady is trying to say. Number two is the historical connection. Some believe that the transatlantic slave trade and subsequent oppression of black people are fulfillment of biblical prophecies. Listen, such as the Israelites' enslavement in Egypt. Symbolically, relationship to the transatlantic slave trade, the biggest inhuman activity that is ever done in human history, you know. Yeah, so these are proofs that black people are the true Israelites. Number three is the identity reconstruction. Now listen, for many black communities, identifying as the true Israelites serves as a form of empowerment and identity that was suppressed during periods of slavery and colonization. Yes, everything was whitewashed, just like the other guy I've just said. Everything was whitewashed, including, you know, the Yahusha, which today we call him Jesus. We had his name before, you know. So a number of things were whitewashed. And this clearly tells you that we need to go and read past. And just like what Russia did in opening the vaults, acknowledging that we have the black Jesus which who existed, you know. Also, there's another evidence, promised land connection. Now listen, some interpretation suggests that the land promised to the Israelites in the Bible corresponds to Africa, especially areas like Ethiopia or the region surrounding the Nile Valley. This is true. The promised land symbolically refers to Africa. Ask me, I'll also say that because I highly agree that, you know, I highly resonate with that, in the sense that African Americans, for the longest time, we have always been advocating for you to come back to the motherland. Yes, in Africa. Maybe the promised land is here. where nobody will discriminate you because of your color, where nobody will discriminate you because originally this is where you came from, just like the promised land. um, Number 5 is cultural practices. Certain cultural practices within the African diaspora communities, such as music, dance, and spiritual beliefs, are seen as a reflection of ancient Israelite tradition. For example, some points to similarities between African spiritually practices aspects of Israelite worship described in the Bible. Go find out how did the Israelites worshipped during those periods. I believe that that's a form of offertory which was being done. Look at in Africa, we are doing offertory. We have burnt offering that we always do, you know. So there is high resonation between the ways of worship between Africans and Israelites who are in the Bible. So this shows that there is a connection between us and them. Number 6 is Ethiopian Jews. The Beta Israel community in Ethiopia claims descent from the ancient Israelites and practices Judaic traditions. The historical connection is often cited as evidence supporting the beliefs of black people are the true Israelites, and Ethiopia truly proves this. This is something which has always been out there for the longest time. Number 7 is oppression and liberation themes. Now listen, this is where it gets interesting. The themes of oppression and liberation in the Bible are seen as resonating deeply with the historical experiences of black people, including slavery, segregation, and ongoing struggles for equality. For example, the Exodus story, where the Israelites are enslaved in Egypt and later liberated by Moses, is often interpreted allegorically to represent the struggle and freedom from oppression, where mostly African Americans or black Americans usually face. Number 8 is curses and blessings. Some interpret passages in the Bible, such as the curses outlined in Deuteronomy, verse 28, as describing the historical experiences of black people, including slavery, colonialism, systemic racism. Conversely, they see promises of blessing for obedience as applying to the future liberation and prosperity. These beliefs and interpretation vary widely among different cultural and religious community, but they often serve to provide a sense of historical continuity, cultural pride, and spiritual resilience in the face of adversity. Guys, that was my presentation in regards to this topic. For me, I believe that black people are the true Hebrew Israelites who were mentioned in the Bible, because the evidence is totally enough to prove that this is true. So guys, that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Do you agree with this? For me, as I've told you, I agree. But the comment section is yours. However, I'd like to tell you that YouTube has always been creepy with the comment section. So if you find it closed or muted, just know it's not about me, but it's about the YouTube. YouTube has done that. But if the comment section will be open, let's meet and discuss about this. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. And peace be with you. Salute.